He is one of the Swans' most unheralded players from outside the club, but within the walls of the inner sanctum, he is one of our most reliable, respected, and natural leaders. Nick Smith, welcome to the show.
Mike, thanks for having me, and it's a pleasure to be on the first episode of Open Pyke.
Thanks, Nick. Let's start with your first experience involving the club. You got a call from Paul Roos to tell you that you had been drafted. What happened next?
Yeah, so I remember I was at home on a Thursday morning when the rookie draft was on, and my name got read out, and I spoke to my parents quickly. They weren't at home at the time, and I got a call from Roosy, and he said, "Are you looking forward to coming to Sydney?" And I said no, I don't really want to come, which he was a bit taken back by. Probably regret saying that now that it's happened, but I ended up coming up to Sydney and living with Craig Bolton for a couple of days before we went back to the Christmas break, and I'm so glad I came up. It took a little while, I think, for me and Roosy to sort through that. I think he was a bit disappointed with my response, but I've loved playing here ever since.
Great. And what did your parents say when you told them what you'd told Roosy?
I can't remember. It was a pretty emotional day from a pretty close family, and I don't know. Although I went in the draft, I sort of didn't expect to be going anywhere, I guess. And yeah, it was a pretty emotional day.
So obviously Melbourne's your home. Do you still miss Melbourne?
Yeah, I do. My family are there, a lot of my friends are there and that kind of thing. But as I said before, it's been such a good opportunity and absolute privilege playing for this club, and I wouldn't give that up for the world now. So I do miss Melbourne a bit, but I absolutely love my time here.
So you mentioned Craig Bolton. Are there some other past players that you would have modelled your game after, and some other past leaders that you really respect? Yeah,
definitely. I feel very fortunate to be able to play with some of the guys that I did when I first came to the club. There was Barry Hall, Michael O'Loughlin, Leo Barry, Jared Crouch, Brett Kirk, Craig Bolton, as you said, and they've taught me a whole lot, not about footy, but about leadership and about just being a good person, I guess. Had some of the best role models, and I think it's our job to pass that down to the younger guys now. But in saying that, Craig was my mentor in the first couple of years as well, and definitely made the transition to Sydney a lot easier.
Excellent. So the club's been very fortunate to have you here, but from my understanding, you excelled at another sport growing up. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I think you're alluding to cricket there, Mike.
I am.
Yep. Yeah, so I played a lot of cricket as a junior. Probably, I'm not sure which sport I was better at. But yeah, if I wasn't playing football now, I definitely would have tried to play cricket at the top level. Whether I was good enough or not remains to be seen.
And tell us a bit about your cricket records, because you've told me a few times, and I think you probably want to tell the audience.
Yeah, well, there's a few stats going around, Mike. School cricket, I ended up playing when I was pretty young, in the first 11. I think I started when I was in year 8. And then some of the records were, I think 4 people have taken 100 wickets in APS cricket history.
You think, or you know?
Yeah, okay, I know. There's been 4 people who have taken 100 wickets in APS history. So I'm one of them. I think James Sutherland, who's on the Cricket Australia board, he's another one. I'm not sure about the other 2. That would be one of the records, Mike.
So we're definitely lucky to have you. At the moment, you could be in England trying to help the Australian team out in the Ashes.
Yeah, I don't think so, Mike. It would be good to see a leg break bowler there, though.
I agree. In the run-up to last year's grand final, you injured your knee. Was there any point that you thought you wouldn't make it to the grand final?
My knee wasn't too bad in terms of pain. It just kept swelling up. So I always knew that there was a chance I'd have surgery at the end of the year. But no, I never contemplated not playing towards the end of the year at finals time.
Excellent. Now, obviously that's something that players work through a fair bit these days. Is that something you pride yourself on being able to do, to play through injuries?
Yeah, everyone has to do it these days. I guess it's just a part of AFL football. But yeah, I'd like to think that if I can play, and I guess you get limited amount of time in the game playing AFL, so you want to make the most of it while you can.
Now, you tasted ultimate success last year. You're in the leadership group. What do you do as a leader to try and make sure that we get there again this year?
I think the blokes' mindset's coming back in pre-season with it, that we want to try and do it again, and we're still hungry for success. So I don't think as a group, the leadership group's had to do much in terms of get the guys excited about going again this year. As I said, I think the guys have come back really excited about this year, and yeah, hopefully we can do something similar.
Excellent. Now, what can we expect from Nick Smith in terms of footy and outside of footy in the future?
In terms of footy, I think if I want to keep improving as both a player and improving my leadership skills around the club, I want to treasure every moment that I get to play at this club. Very lucky and very privileged, as I said before. In terms of off-field, I'm doing a university degree at the moment in economics. I'm not sure exactly what that will lead to, but more than likely something in business, so hopefully that works out.
So what do you think of the interest rate cuts lately? Is that a good thing for the economy?
Yeah, Mike, well, it's an interesting point. It'd be good to see them going back up. I know the home loan owners, it's bad for them, but it'd be good if for the economy, I guess, if rates can start picking up.
Excellent. Now, we understand that you sleep more than anyone at the club. Now, what's the reason for this? Do you feel it helps you perform better?
I've always loved sleeping, and I guess when I came to the club and the dietitian and the sports experts said that sleep was the best form of recovery, I really took that on board. So yeah, I try to get a lot of sleep. It's not necessarily because I just want to sleep, it's just because I do get tired. But I think, you know, when you are fresh and you have slept, you do your tasks better, whether it be football or uni or whatever it is.
Excellent, Nick. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, Mike.
Good night.